Billed as a sports car of the future, the BMW i8 is simply stunning, and there are few cars around that will attract so much attention. But underneath this sleek and sophisticated silhouette is a hybrid system that is so economical it'll make your lawnmower look thirsty. But this begs the question, can anything this economical really drive like a sports car? Stunning, low and wide, the i8 looks like something from another dimension. Using an aluminium chassis and a carbon fibre reinforced plastic body, BMW have managed to compensate for the weight of the batteries, and the i8 weighs a very respectable 1,490 kilos. But it's also an exercise in minimalism, and every design element of the striking exterior serves a purpose. Inside it is stunning to look at and is the most modern interpretation of a BMW interior, but it is still very familiar BMW territory. And while the doors only enhance the futuristic look, they do make it impossible to slip gracefully into this very low-slung i8. With a sculptured dash, the details and materials used throughout are exquisite, and it comes so fully loaded with equipment there are few, if any, options left to tick. But there is no storage space, the rear seats are virtually redundant, and the weight saving means there is little adjustment to the seats. The boot is also tiny, but rest assured Louis Vuitton has developed a set of carbon fibre luggage especially for the i8. One of the first things you notice about this car is just how light it is on the road, and I know you read the stats and it's a carbon fibre body and all of those things, but it actually feels incredibly light, and the steering is really light. The second thing is the noise. Most of the noise that actually is generated is artificially generated. It's almost like a supercar soundtrack, but it sounds just what you hoped a car that looks this good will actually sound like. The i8 is obviously a hybrid, so it works on the basis of two engines. To the front there is an electric motor that is powering the front wheels, and to the back there's a 1.5 three-cylinder tiny petrol engine which is actually borrowed from the Mini Cooper, and that's driving the rear wheels. Together therefore they form all-wheel drive. Then what you also have is a tiny motor that acts as a generator. So the default mode on the car is comfort, and this means that around town you're driving in pure electric mode. Now you're not even aware of this, it just switches seamlessly. You can also drive up to 120 kilometres just on electric power, but if you flick it into sport mode, what you get then is the full resources of the car. So that's 357 bhp, over 500 newton meters of torque, and that's enough to propel this car from 0 to 100 in 4.4 seconds. Now Ferraris and Lamborghinis will go faster than that, but none of them will do the fuel figures that this will do. According to BMW, this car returns 2.1 litres per 100. Now that's 135 miles to the gallon with 49 grams of CO2. They're astounding, astonishing figures. What's it like to drive though? That's the big question. It's a curious mixture of feeling like a perfectly normal BMW. It's got the same balance, the same poise that you'd expect from a BMW, but there's also a quality that is unlike anything else I've ever driven. I don't know what I was expecting from the i8, but it has exceeded all expectations, and there's just something about it that feels like nothing else on the road. It is really, really impressive, and I think I'm actually going to hold on to this car. But the i8 is not for everyone. The price is eye-watering, the rear seats are redundant, and the boot is ridiculously small. And then there's the doors. They require so much space to open that they really are the most impractical thing about this car. But none of this is what the i8 is about. It is a futuristic sports car that is crowned with cutting-edge technology, and it's destined to be the gene pool from which all future cars draw inspiration. At a time when so many are clamouring for lower emissions and greater efficiency, the i division of BMW have produced a car that not only guarantees the sustainability of the sports car, but the fun to drive future. Geraldine Herbert for independent.ie.